this problem's always existed, right? Even before programmatic, there was this issue where you might do a deal with a particular publisher. It could be a very, let's say premium publisher. It could be a Yahoo as an example. Or, the Australian landscape is really dominated by news websites. And so there's always this chance that your Qantas ad is going to end up on an article about a plane crash, or your Toyota ad's going to end up on an article about a car crash. But then there's also this other sort of, I guess, content that's either related to drugs or violence or racism and hate speech that can appear anywhere on the web as well. And I think there's two sides to it, right? Sometimes putting your brand against this type of content is not good for your brand. We had someone talk about they've run their baby product campaign, and it showed up against an article about pedophilia, and people called the brand saying, "I can't believe you would advertise. That's so insensitive to advertise a baby product on an article about pedophilia," and trying to explain to someone that, well, look, it was done programmatically, I guess, DSP, SSP, RTB. The consumer doesn't know. From the consumer's perspective, you chose to put your brand against that content, just like you would choose to buy that billboard, against that bridge. And so there's definitely brand risk. And I think that addressing that should always sit with the brands themselves. It's your most valuable asset. I wouldn't entrust it solely to my agency. I think you need to take responsibility for your brand. The other thing is that in those environments, when people are reading that type of content, they don't read some horrific story and then think, actually, I need to get, Foxtel. Like, it's not, people don't think that way, right? Like, if you're reading an article about technology, you might think, maybe it's a good time to get that laptop ad. If you're reading an article about motoring, it might be a good time to get that auto ad. But if you're reading an article about terrorism, it's very unlikely that that's then going to prompt you to think, actually, I need to buy something, right? So unsafe media tends to perform poorly. And then there's all these other issues around fraud and viewability as well. But I think the thing is, brand safety, it's a fixable issue. Right? 99% of the time, you can address it and prevent your ads from showing up on those websites. The technology is available. It's not expensive. It's been adopted in other markets. So it's a fixable problem, but it is a problem.